My name is Amanda Love. I'm also known as the Barefoot Cook, and I'm going to be offering a series of cooking videos that will teach you how to make simple, delicious, wholesome, healthy food. It will make you feel good and delight your taste buds and senses as well. I've been into health and nutrition for as long as I can remember. My grandmother has owned a health food store for over 35 years, and my mom was also a real health nut, and I kind of followed in their footsteps and just took a real interest in health and started reading everything I could when I was a teenager and experimenting on my friends and trying out different diets, and have tried many different diets on myself, and have always asked this question: what is the ideal food? What are we supposed to be eating? What is our diet? And I asked this question for many years, and I finally found what I really feel is the answer in my early 20s. I was living at a healing arts school where I was a cook for about 120 people. It was all vegetarian food, amazing quality, fresh, organic. Most of the food was from the garden. And I really learned how to cook there for a crowd. I learned how to properly soak beans and grains and nuts and seeds, and how to cook vegetables and seaweed and all of these healing foods. I was a vegetarian at the time. And I had heard, I was studying with Paul Pitchford, who wrote Healing with Whole Foods, and I really learned about the energy of foods, the healing effects of every different food, about the importance of eating whole foods and getting processed foods out of our diet. After being on this diet for several years, I started to feel some ill effects. I was anemic, couldn't really think clearly, my menstrual cycle was off. There's things going on with me that just weren't normal for as young and healthy as I was supposed to be. And I found this book, Nourishing Traditions, written by Sally Fallon, which was really contraband at this particular place, as it was a vegetarian school. And at first I felt no way, I can't eat meat, I can't eat animal products, but I kept coming back to it, and eventually I started to eat organic, good quality meats and animal products again, and fat, actual saturated fat, butter and cream and eggs and chicken skin and fat from the animals, as well as many other good healing fats. And my health and vitality really came back to me. So now I've been counseling people to return to a nutrient-dense diet, as it's called, for about 11 years. And I've seen people's health really turn around over and over again. So this is what I teach, is how to eat foods that are really rich, very nutritious, but very healing. And when you're eating foods that are rich and nutrient dense, they're so dense in energy and good vitamins and minerals that you don't need a lot of food. A lot of people assume that you'll get fat if you eat this kind of food. And I can tell you firsthand that you will not get fat if you eat this kind of diet. You'll probably feel more satiated and eat less than before, because you're eating food that's actually satisfying and fills you up. I eat a lot of fat personally, a lot of butter, coconut oil, cream, eggs, fat from animals, lard even, and I am not fat. I have a very good metabolism, and in fact I was more overweight when I was a vegetarian, because I was eating so many carbs and sugars. I was always craving carbs and sugars because I wasn't eating animal protein and animal fats. So I know this is a very controversial subject. When I was a vegetarian, I felt adamant that that was the way. There was absolutely no other way to be, for many different reasons. And over time, I really came back to eating the diet of my ancestors, eating the food that's closest to the earth, and eating foods that are rich in nutrients. And to me, animals are something that I depend on, and I recognize that, and I'm very grateful for my dependence on animal foods. And because I eat those foods, it frees up my time and energy to do other things. If I was a vegetarian, I'd have to be eating all the time to get all the nutrients that I need. I will be having my fourth Nourishing Foods Cooking and Nutrition workshop. This will be held in a beautiful location. It's a retreat type setting out in Driftwood, Texas. It's out in the country. It's all rainwater fed. There's a sauna and a hot tub. It's a beautiful place. And I'll be teaching for 2 days straight how to make all kinds of delicious, nutrient-dense dishes. I'll also be showing Dr. Weston Price's slides. Dr. Weston Price is my nutrition guru. He was a dentist and did his research in the 1930s and 40s and traveled around the world and studied different cultures and what they were eating. And he found that when people were eating their native diets, the same foods that they had been eating for hundreds, if not thousands of years, they had perfect teeth, perfect bone structure. They were free from disease. Women had childbirth with ease, and they were generally very healthy, happy, hearty people. But he also studied a neighboring village everywhere he went that had been introduced to what was called white man's food. White flour, white sugar, refined processed vegetable oils. And he found a much more sad story in these places where the people had started to have tooth decay, cavities. Then the next generation started to have not enough room in the mouth for all the teeth. The bone structure changed where people's face became more narrow. And the next generation, all the modern diseases have set in, like heart disease, cancer, diabetes, depression, arthritis, all these things that we've sort of accepted as normal. And so these are all the foods that I teach how to eat. If we can reintroduce these old foods back into our diet, our bodies will respond, our bodies will heal. I truly believe that our bodies will heal from almost anything if we just give it the chance, get the toxins out of the way, and let the healing take place.